So when I was in it and it wouldn't do anything, I just pressed the chat little icon and then it pushed me in. I was
Yes,
backstage prior to that.
yes. And so, good evening, all. This is Annette Latigue. I am your host at Coaching You For You. I want to remind you to hydrate because we've got some pink smoke for you tonight. Start with introducing uh, my guest tonight. And Jennifer, I'm going to start with you.
My name is Jennifer Legore. I am a licensed real estate agent. I've been an agent for over 37 years. I'm currently working with Caldwell Banker Princeton Junction. I'm also a co-owner of Curl Kit LLC, which is a natural hair subscription service. And we've been in business a little over 8 years.
All right, thank you. Dara.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Dara Blackman. I am a mom entrepreneur. I'm the co-owner of the High Inn in Trenton, New Jersey, 200 South Broad Street. It's on the corner of Perry and Broad. So definitely check the boutique out, ladies. I am also looking to enroll in a real estate course. So I'll definitely have a few questions for you, Jennifer.
Okay.
I'm currently in the Atlanta metropolitan area. That's where I reside. And I'm definitely real estate is really huge down here. I actually want to get into commercial real estate. So I'll definitely have some questions for Mrs. Legore. Yeah, I'm just a stay-at-home mom for now. I actually closed the boutique here in Atlanta the first couple months during COVID and just decided in regards to that particular location that I wasn't going to reopen there.
Okay. But you will reopen a boutique in
Oh
Atlanta.
yeah, reopening in Atlanta is coming. 2021, a grand reopening for the House of High End / MJ's Kitty Couture, which is the children's line, is definitely in the works.
Okay. All right. I'm happy to hear that. Italia,
Nice.
an up and rising star in social activism.
Oh, okay.
All
So,
right.
hi everyone. I'm Natalia Armstrong. I'm always happy to join in on these topics, and I'm honored to be here. So, I'm always happy to be a part of these conversations. I'm a full-time mother. I work full-time. I'm a community member, and I'm an activist. And in my activism, I worked on various social issues, both locally and nationally. I'm currently advocating for reparations for African Americans, for people here in the United States. And through that issue, I was able to connect with so many people, but it pushed my boundaries because I had to broaden my conversation. So that's something we could talk about later. But having those conversations can be quite difficult, but I persevere and I won those people over. So that is my life right now. I am fighting for reparations.
All
And
right.
what a phenomenal fight to have.
Oh,
What a phenomenal fight to have. Cordelia is trying to come in here. I am watching her, and hopefully she'll join us soon.
That's enough.
Dara, I cannot see you anymore,
I don't
Dara.
know why. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And I
you lost her.
I've added you back. Maybe you need to turn your
am.
camera around. Either way, we're going to keep moving. And one of the things I'd like to start off with is, as you can see, our banner says, "Our solidarity is a game changer." And by our, I mean all women. All women. What Stacey Abrams was able to do in Georgia, that Georgia peach thing, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You're familiar with Stacey, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Stacey did some phenomenal stuff down there in Georgia, and some of that
Yes,
stuff
they did.
included pulling sisters together.
Yes, I'm a
She
living witness
learned,
of it.
yes, a witness. She learned to do what this podcast, Sister to Sister, will do. and that is connect women
These are my cookies.
to be of, by, and for. And so tonight our topic is about solidarity, but I just want to spend a few minutes on Stacy because she had a phenomenal fight down there in Georgia for the governor's seat.
Yes, she did.
And in fighting for that seat, she had to learn to fight to fight from the outside in. And we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Our podcast is 30 to 40 minutes long, and there's a lot we want to get in. But the most important thing is how to fight from the outside in and solidarity. Because a lot of times we're locked out of opportunity, but never hope.
Right.
Get that. We are sometimes locked out of opportunity, but never hope. And so, in being locked out, we have to do what Stacy was able to do. She ran for governor. They did so many things to work against that woman
Right.
that she made a decision that I hope every woman listening to us tonight will make. And that is, she fought from the outside in. Welcome, Cordelia. Cordelia, can you hear us? She fought from the outside in. And in doing that, one of the things she did was pull women together to work together. Because when we work together, we are an unstoppable force.
I agree.
And so tonight, let's chat a little bit about solidarity and why it's important. There's some background noise, Dara, that's on your end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So the mic is very sensitive.
Okay. I don't understand why my camera is not working.
Go out and come back in. Log out and come back in. And so solidarity is about having a common interest. And sometimes that interest is a contradiction to some of the things we need to do. A contradiction in that if it's not yours, don't touch it. And I don't think I need to say any more than that. A contradiction in that when folks start to work against us, fail to realize how important it is to come together and work as a team. And I think that Jennifer and Dara, who are both in business, can attest to the fact that there's often some confusion about what solidarity means in business, particularly for women. Whether we agree or not, we have to learn to disagree and get the business done.
Right.
And sometimes we mix that message in business, we mix it in family, and we mix it with men. Yeah. And so, Jennifer, tell me what solidarity means to you.
For me, solidarity means getting a job done no matter what. And a lot of times I think it's also about not being selfish, because sometimes getting the job done is not going to benefit me. It's going to benefit someone else. But by me helping someone else, it's setting a path for not only me, but for others. So
Yes.
we have to work together and realize that not everything you're going to benefit from, but that doesn't mean you don't move forward or you don't do it because it's not benefiting you directly.
That's right. Dara, as a businesswoman, What does solidarity mean to you?
Solidarity to me means compromise, extreme compromise. It also means unity, like establishing firm foundations and relationships with others, whether it be, whom you're renting from, potential customers, just, forming a straight line of communication um, with the partners that you're dealing with.
That's right. Cordelia, can you hear us?
I hear you fine.
All right. So prior to you getting on, welcome. We were talking about Stacey Adams and what she was able to do
Oh
in
yeah.
Georgia to bring that blue smoke. And a lot of it had to do with, and she absolutely brought the smoke.
She certainly
Had to
did.
do with solidarity. Can you just tell us a little bit about what solidarity means to you?
Solidarity is it's a commitment. It's a commitment not just to a person but to a cause.
Right.
It is it's a true conviction of something concrete. It is it's unwaverable. It is concrete. It is uncompromising. It is unified a unified commitment. Solidarity, yeah, it's a unified commitment because you certainly it's not something you do alone. It's something that you do with others. You share solidarity in, and so that's what I would say. It is. It's a committed, unified effort, and it's not for a person; it's a cause.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Natalia.
Just what Cordelia said. I think solidarity is it works better when it's for the cause. Like, so for example, this past election, I had many issues with the Democratic Party, and I was torn. But the bigger picture, the bigger issue, caused for me to make sure that I remained in solidarity with the group so that we can get some things done. So that's just like an example of what solidarity can look like.
Okay. And so, give me some examples. Let's talk about some examples about how women can work together and what they can do to better enforce the code of solidarity and how it can work for us. For example, at work. Let's start with that. At work, what can we do better to be in solidarity with our sisters?
Communicate.
There you go.
I think it's really simple. It's that simple a lot of the times. Um, I'm not a fan of trying to push everybody to be friends and get along and all that. Like I don't think that that's necessary. But
Mhm.
if the cause, like even at work, if we got to get this project done or we got to get this thing that we're
Yeah,
working on done, I need to be able to communicate with you whether I like you or not, because I got to we have to get this work done. So I think at the end of the day, communication is key.
I just want to
absolutely.
add on to that. For one, for me, with women in solidarity, I think the number one priority would be respect. Communication
Mhm.
is absolutely key, but without profound respect for one another as women, as black women,
Yeah,
nothing can arise. So women have to get back to respecting each other. That goes to respecting each other's opinions,
Hmm.
respecting each other's positions,
yeah.
just a respect. And I have vowed, like that's one of my resolutions. I really don't make resolutions, but I want to be more respectful to others, including women. My pastor brought it up like he wants us to honor, honor up, honor on your same level, and honor down. So to me, honor is respect. So I just respect is big with me.
I like that. I like that. And let's pause for a minute to talk about that. Why do you think we've lost that? Why do you think it's lacking? It's not completely lost
Yeah,
to all.
it's really lacking. It's just too much competition. Women look at each other as competition. I try to look at my peers and other people that I even people that I revere not as competition, but as a teacher. Everyone to me, I try to look at as a teacher and not competition.
I think a big
Plenty of
part of
things. No. So I think we've lost respect for one another as women because we're like society has put us into so much competition with each other, with appearance,
Okay.
you know, stature, like salaries. It's just a lot. But I think if we can
Okay.
get back to the respect for one another, then we can conquer anything.
I think competition is healthy, and I think that it has always been there. I think what we lost along the way is the community aspect of it, and that's kind of
Is
like where
mine
we
not
lost the
working?
respect level. Um,
Okay.
but I think that competition is healthy. I think it's necessary.
I think a big part of it too is ego, because you got to leave that ego at the door, because that is counter communication, counter respect, counter community, counter
I'm
everything.
lost.
It can't all be about you. So you have to really
Right.
leave that ego at the door so that
Hmm.
you can work and collaborate and work together in a unity.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes. And so, you're talking about some real good stuff here because Dara, I've always called her Dara, her mother and I are friends. Dara spoke to respect and Atalia spoke to communication. And I think that those are two of the biggest issues relative to how we communicate with each other.
Mm.
I think that society has played a tremendous role in, you know, moving us away from, excuse me, understanding that it's okay to disagree. Competition is healthy as long as it's healthy and it's not clawing. As long as it's healthy
Mhm.
and it's not backbiting. As
Right.
long as it's healthy and it's not derogatory. Competition is healthy. How we compete is what matters. Cordelia, talk to me, baby.
Well, it's funny that we have this conversation. You know, the communication is big, the respect is big, and certainly I do agree competition just keeps you on the ball because we need to stay on the ball. We're always behind the curve. So it's always important that we keep improving. And it's unfortunate that sometimes women find that competitive nature as a threat, and it is not. It is actually just a challenge for you to level up as well. But a lot of times folks don't receive it like that. And I don't know how you fix that. I don't know if you can talk to a person enough because sometimes if it really goes back to what your environment has always been. If you haven't been in a nurturing environment or if you haven't been around nurturing women, you really don't understand when they come at you with constructive criticisms or things of that
Mm,
nature. You automatically get defensive and you can't get the
yeah.
mess. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of it has to do with that. And and it's not just, some people always say, it's the young people who don't have respect for their elders or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, it's across the board. It's across the board. It's at all ages you encounter that. Um, I have I've run into it a few times, but I never back away from it either. I used to, now that I'm getting older, I might start to wash my hands of it. But I actually, when I'm trying to talk to someone about something, and you get a kind of like an undertone. You can tell it is not being received right. Then I just slow it down again, and I break it down a little bit. I remove that threat, that perception
Mhm.
of threat, and just let them know I'm just coming at you with love. I want to tell you something. I've been down that path. I've walked that road. I've been on that bike. I've got the T-shirt, whatever. I've already been there, so I just want to share it with you. I think and if you can somehow convey your sincerity to another woman about your intent or what it is you're trying to help them with, I think it goes over a little, it goes over better.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes. I think, listen, one of the things that we cannot deal with as we're trying to build solidarity is the trauma that a woman may have dealt with in her past. And
That's
this
true.
is something that she has to deal with.
That's true.
It's not something we can deal with. But I'll
That's
tell
true.
you some of the things that I found over my space and time that have worked. One of them is to connect with women, just as I'm doing with you tonight. The other part of it is to communicate with women, as Italia spoke to. The other part, Dara, I've been calling you Dara all your life. Dara
That's what it is.
too, and that is respect. Women have got to learn to respect one another. Listen, if it's not yours, don't touch it.
Pretty much.
Don't touch it. If it doesn't belong to you, don't touch it. When
True.
you're looking to connect with another woman, don't be afraid to compliment women.
That's right.
Prior to us coming on, I told Jen what a fashion diva, what a fashion, icon you are, Dara, because you are.
Mhm.
Italia is a social activist. She believes in what she's
Yes.
fighting for reparations. Girl, you better get that. In that. Jennifer is big in real estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Work, and she has her own hairline for
Oh,
Black women.
I didn't know
What?
that.
Cordelia has been around for a long time working with women to promote women. And listen, we're about our brothers. Make no mistake. I love the Black man. I do. However, women have to get it together so that we can be better at
You,
work,
Yeah.
you know
in
what though?
politics, and as much as people hate politics, unless you want people who don't have a clue leading you, you better get involved.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
And people
That's
who sound good aren't always good. I tell you all the time. Listen, ladies, you want to learn something? Watch the footwork. Forget about
Right.
what they say. A lot of people have the ability to speak well, men and women alike. A lot of people have the ability, to shoot the breeze and to bring the noise in just the way we want to hear it. But what are they doing? What are they actually doing? We blame elected officials who get in office for not doing the job because we want them to fix everything that happened since slavery in 4 years.
stop.
Right.
It's not going to happen. And the only way your elected officials can be effective is if you work with them
Yeah.
and hold them accountable.
Accountable.
The office. If they're dogging her, they're dogging you too. A dog that brings it will carry it.
That's true.
On our playground, if we don't come to listen, I don't care how you feel about Tom, Dick, or Harry. If he is married to Jane, leave him alone.
Interesting.
Nobody in the United States is forced to marry or stay
That's
married. If they're married, it's because that's where they want to be. Leave them
yep.
alone. Take your hands off of what doesn't belong to you. Women think they're doing something slick when they outshine a woman or they make a woman look bad. You're not doing anything slick, honey. What you're doing is exposing who you really are. And check this out. Women who devalue other women don't value themselves. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that statement.
I
But you
agree.
know what though? I had to check myself a couple. This was about maybe 5 or 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 7. Just I don't know if it's the culture of where I live or what, but I just was walking around. If I didn't know you, I didn't really speak to you. And I don't know, something happened. It was like some shooting or something happened, and I was just like, I'm gonna just start speaking, particularly to Black women. Like, people,
Yeah,
just say good morning. And for
yeah,
the longest time, I didn't get any feedback. I would be like, good morning, and they'd be like, keep it moving. But I kept doing it, so now I get feedback. Not everybody speaks back, but I do get people to speak back to me because I made a conscious
yeah.
effort to just be like, hey, how you doing? And I don't even wait for the response, but I said it. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said it, and I
Right.
said it with a
You
smile.
just do
But I noticed a lot of us, we don't even speak to each other. So I think if you start there, that kind of helps. Can you just say hi, good morning, that type of thing?
right.
Be respectful. Imagine had Stacey Abrams not been able to connect with her sisters.
Right,
Georgia might be
Mm-hmm.
red smoke instead of blue.
right.
And
Yeah,
so that
definitely.
communication, sometimes it takes me a minute to realize people weren't speaking to me because I just keep speaking.
Yeah.
And I remember one day a friend said to me at the office, like, when are you going to realize they're not speaking to you? I said, oh, they're not? And I
Oh,
kept speaking. I kept speaking. Keep speaking. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
that's what I
Keep
do. Yeah.
connecting. Keep respecting her. Maybe if she sees your respect, she'll learn to respect
Mm-hmm.
herself.
Right.
that's true.
Keep
Right.
speaking. Jennifer, talk to me.
I was just thinking what you said about Stacy. Can you imagine if after her loss she had just took it personal and decided to just go away?
Right.
We wouldn't be here today. So she
That's right.
she
They
got over
cheated.
herself and her loss,
Yep.
was able to help others to win. And that's what we have to do. Sometimes you have to get over yourself.
Get over
You
yourself.
got to get over yourself.
You do got to get over
Yeah.
yourself, but you got to acknowledge that it happened too. Because if I'm not mistaken, I either read it or she said it. Like, that was a hard loss for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
was able to talk about it, and that's
Yeah.
another thing we don't do anymore. We don't tell our stories. We don't talk to each other. We don't speak to each other. So it's like we're isolated, and then we want this respect that we're not even given. So I don't know. Like, yeah, I agree. Stacey couldn't have did what she did without, putting herself, coming to a place where she can work with other people. But she first had to acknowledge it. And I think that's what we
Mm.
gotta do too.
Yeah.
Self awareness. You
Yeah.
better
Have to know
say
yourself
that.
and be
Self
susceptible to
awareness.
vulnerability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
That's what you have to do. I mean, it took a thing in me to close my business. I'm like, what are people going to think? Like, why am I really closing? But it was a health issue, and I just would not be in a location where people were still not following regulations. They were supposed to be closed, and then they were still sneaking opening. I just had to shut it down.
Yeah.
You did what you needed to do, what was best for
Yeah,
you and your family.
right.
And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, everything that we do has to begin with us.
Well,
Hmm.
It has to begin with us. So I want to leave you with this tonight. I'm hoping that all of you will come back and tell your stories and share
Definitely.
your experience, strength, and hope. Stacey Abrams did the damn thing
She
yes.
did.
Yes,
Yes,
she
she
did.
did.
because
I
she
do things for the Lord.
got over herself,
Mm-hmm.
even in a difficult situation, and made a decision. This is bigger than me. It's about us.
Turn.
And sometimes people look at us and they view our compassion and ability to work past difficult situations
Yep.
as being weak when actually it's a strength. And Stacey
Mm-hmm.
Abrams proved that for us. And tonight I want to give Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman a shout out
Yes.
for her
Yeah.
chaplain during the riots exposed to COVID, and she
COVID.
marches on. Salute,
Yes.
Congresswoman Watson Coleman. Salute. Keep doing what you do. Jennifer, in your business as a real estate uh, developer, because you develop properties, and agent, keep doing what you do. Bring this noise. This is the kind of noise we need. The sisters everywhere. Pull them up. This is how it works. Italia, don't you ever let anybody turn you around. There's a bright future ahead of you. Your activism and ability to reach out and connect with people that you know sometimes don't deserve a connection. Oh,
Yeah.
back on
Keep
point.
it all right now.
Back on point. You don't deserve a connection. Keep doing what you do. Dara,
Yes, I'm here.
former baby,
I'm
you've
typing
done
some
some phenomenal things.
this is really my first podcast that I've actually been on live. So I'm just trying to see how to navigate. So on the chat icon, I actually written something. Can you see it, Jennifer?
No,
I can't see anything on the chat.
no, I don't.
Yeah, because
No.
if you click the chat little icon down below, you can type in certain things. So I was
Okay,
just trying to see if I can utilize that on the back end.
what the heck?
No,
No,
I don't think that you can while you're live in the studio.
I'm just
You are
asking about
actually live.
validation because I was
This
gonna
podcast is
do.
going to go out to thousands of people.
Okay.
And so it's okay that it's your first podcast. You've done a great job. More than that, you're representing women, young women in business. I want you to
Yes.
keep doing that. I want you to keep standing up for yourself. I want you to believe in yourself. You've got some good stuff, girl, and you come from some good stock. Do what you do. To Candy's mom,
My new identity.
she has no identity. She's Candy's mother.
Mhm.
A woman with a vision. Don't give up, sis. Everybody won't agree with you. I've worked in a place where most people blame me for the birth of their children. But here's what you know. When people give you a unicorn, ride it. If they put you in a unicorn, ride it.
Right.
Because one of the things you cannot do is control what other people think.
That's
What
right.
people think of you, that's simple. Their opinion. What you do is your character. My work will speak for me wherever I've been.
There you go.
And
Mhm.
that's what matters. Let your work speak for you. Lift the sister up. Boost the sister up. Connect a sister. And love and respect our men. And sometimes they don't deserve it either. However, if we show them what it looks like, maybe they'll follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to holler at y'all again real soon. I appreciate you being here. My landing statement, and I'm going to ask for one from each of you, is simply this: connect a sister somewhere, somehow, and pull her up. Jennifer, what's yours?
I would say just be who you are and be true to whoever you are. That's one of the things that I had to learn last year, and I took it into 2021, and that's what I'm riding with. I'm gonna be
Okay,
true to me.
right. Italia,
Um, I have no idea at the moment, but I'm going to say be encouraging. Tell someone she's beautiful, and make sure that you say hello or good morning or good evening, whatever. Just make sure you speak to somebody that you don't know and do it with a smile.
Yep.
and do it with a smile. Dara, what do you want to tell a sister tonight?
I want to tell all my sisters to lead and be able to be led. because there's always someone, something that can make you better and encourage you. And there's always something that you learn from. So lead and be able to be by one another.
Speak that truth.
That's all right. That is good.
Good.
Well, I'm going to just say that recognize your potential, own your magic,
Woo!
step
My
right out,
magic.
step
My
out.
magic.
I
It's
like
there
that.
for
Own your
you.
magic.
That's
Woo!
right.
Own your
That's right.
magic.
Own your magic.
Our next banner for our next sister
Get
December.
that one down.
Own your magic.
Own your magic.
Cordelia, Dara, Italia, and Jennifer. Be well.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining us
All
tonight.
right. Until next
See you
time,
again
ladies. Thank
soon.
you.
I am
Bye.
Hello.
Thank
And
you.
next,
Bye.
we are here at Coaching You for You. Come back and see us again real soon. Hit the
Okay.
subscribe button. We are on YouTube and Facebook. Give them the business, y'all. Good night.
Good
Goodbye.
Good
night.
night.